what's been on my mind. Sick and tired of the 9 to 5 in the city light. Hey darling, we could get out of town, see the beautiful world around, wanna see it now. Pack our bags and get in that car, leave a little note and we'll drive real far.
This is a good a day as any to start the rebuilding of life. The roads that lay open are many when the old one's gone under the knife. And I can feel the sun on my skin, beginning to thaw from within. Today and not tomorrow, there's no time to borrow. Today.
Good morning, friends. It's Wednesday. I just dropped CJ, Mika, Maddie, and Bubba off at church for church camp, and I am back home. I have to get a turkey going in my turkey roaster before I leave for my appointment. I had the heart doctors today. I don't know that I'm going to be back when they get off from being at camp. So our friend Terry is going to pick the kids up for me if I don't make it back on time. And then I'm going to meet him to get the kids. James's truck does not have room to pick them up, even though he is home today. So I had to kind of figure something out for that. But Terry said he did not mind. So he's going to pick kids up for me. I have the heart doctor today. I am hoping and praying. They say my blood pressure is down enough. I don't need my pills. I don't think I'm quite there, but I'm hopeful. Other than that, it stormed and it poured rain last night. It's flooded. So the greenhouse is probably not going to happen today just because it's nasty and muddy and I don't want to have to take a shower before running to my heart appointment. I mean, I don't think the inside of the greenhouse is muddy, but me going back and forth outside and stuff, it would get me muddy. But hopefully this afternoon we'll get some sunshine after I get back. We'll see. I'm not sure what the weather's gonna do. It looks like it's gonna storm, so I don't know. I haven't even looked at the weather, but it got crazy stormy last night. There was all kinds of tornado warnings everywhere. We were in one for a while. It was nasty. But anyways, I'm gonna get inside. I need a protein shake. I actually today feel like I'm starving for some reason. Like starving. So I need to get my protein shake. And I honestly might eat some leftover brisket before I go too, because I need some protein to hold me over. But we'll see. Anyways, I'm gonna get inside.
Today is a good day. Today and not tomorrow, there's no time to borrow. Today, well, something's gotta give. Today is a good day. Today is a good day. Today is a good
Alright guys, so it is 11:40 and I can honestly say I got nothing done today. I came home, I looked at a sink full of dishes, I wandered around my greenhouse, I restarted the dryer, and then I sat down on the couch with a blanket and I took a nap. And I napped clear till 11 o'clock. And then I finally got up, made me a peanut butter protein shake, and got ready to go. My shake is C4 Reese's protein powder, liquid collagen, flaxseed, milk, ice. Is that it? Oh, and a scoop of peanut butter powder. So it's extra peanut buttery. But, yeah, I haven't eaten anything today, and I should have grabbed my water when I was making this, but I did not. I was kind of still halfway asleep when I made my shake. But I am headed to my appointment. I have to go to Oklahoma Heart today. It is my, just my blood pressure check and follow up and all of that. I am, hoping they'll take me off of my blood pressure pills, but I don't think they actually will yet. But I have lost a lot of weight, and so I'm hopeful that that will contribute to lower blood pressure, because I've never had high blood pressure. I've always had really low blood pressure, but then when I got COVID, my blood pressure shot through the roof and it never regulated again. And it's been just up since. But the last 5 or 6 times that the doctors have checked my blood pressure, it's been like perfect or just barely high. So I am hopeful that things are going the right direction with it, but we'll see. And then my kids get back from camp in a few hours. Our friend Terry is going to pick them up for me, though, because I don't think I'll be back in time to pick them up. If something changes and I get in and out of my appointment quick and I can make it back to pick them up, then I will. But he's supposed to pick them up for me. He said he might just take them to Brahms to eat and hang out in town and wait for me. So if he does that, then that's fine too. But yeah, I'm not sure just yet what the plan's going to be. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. I should have done a lot of things, but honestly, a nap is what I needed, and I mean, I guess that's okay. I'm hoping Maddie had a good time. She slept like a rock last night. She barely laid down, and she was out hard. So hopefully she has a good time today. And I mean, she seemed pretty eager to go back. Bubba too. And Mika said Bubba, who's like so quiet and reserved, was like jumping up and down and screaming and cheering and having a good time. So I'm thankful to hear that. I really think they all feel very much at home at Victory, and they feel like they can be themselves and they're not being treated a certain way because they are somebody else's or not somebody else's child or what have you. Because I know they all very much felt that at our old church, that if you weren't the right person's child, that you didn't matter, and that you were only allowed to do certain things if you were certain people's children. And I think that as far as spiritual growth, that making
In
this
1 mile,
change,
turn right onto North Harrow Road.
making this change is going to be a good thing. Yeah, but I was going to start a turkey in my turkey roaster this morning too, and you know what I did? I took it out of the fridge, I stuck it in the sink full of water, and I was like going to get it cleaned up and into my roaster, but then I just stuck it in the sink full of water, and I told James I will just put it in the oven when I get home. I don't even intend on putting it in the turkey roaster right now. you know, and I mean, honestly, James probably wouldn't watch it or anything in the turkey roaster, and it could possibly end up overdone.
Turn right onto North Hara Road.
It could end up overdone, so this works out well because I know that if I pop it in the oven when I get home, that it'll be done when I want it done. So,
In 4.8 miles, turn left onto East Britain Road.
I will just make it when I get home. It's fine. I need a slow day right now. I'm just dragging, and I don't have it in me to do a whole lot. I need to get it together before tomorrow, though, because when I drop kids off for their final day of camp tomorrow, I'm going to run and get some groceries. We are out of eggs, we're out of milk, we're out of cheese, we're out of butter, we're out of fresh fruit and vegetables, I think, except for some limes. We might have some cherry tomatoes. We are out of sugar, which really only James uses sugar, and then when we bake. We're low on flour, except for rye flour. Our freezer right now is pathetic. I mean, I have some cooked turkey in there. I have some roasted chicken in there. We have bananas in there. We have spinach in there. And then we have 2 pig heads, which I will eventually cook and make tacos out of. We have, I think, a pork shoulder or 2. And then we have several hams. We have neck bones, smoked neck bones for making beans and things, and cabbage. We have ham hocks. We have bacon. We have Arkansas bacon. I've only seen 1 package of country style ribs, and it's a small pack, so it's not even enough to feed us all. And that is it for my freezer. Like, oh, and James has some boudin. So when I say, like, my freezer is empty, it's pretty empty. Like, our options are smoked meat or smoked meat after we finish this turkey. That being said, like I said, I need groceries really bad, but I don't want to spend a ton on meat that's not good quality meat. So I've got to decide on where I want to shop for meat and shop smart, because I wanted to make sure it goes pretty far. So this evening time, I'm probably going to this evening I'll probably go online and check and see who has sales on what, and I'll probably end up hitting a couple different stores tomorrow to make sure I get the best prices, because I mean, I could go in Walmart and just get everything there, but we all know it's going to cost more. Aldi's the cheapest, but they don't have the best meat variety, but they do usually have a lot of chicken on markdown, and I do like hitting Aldi's markdown chicken. The Hispanic store has really good fresh ground beef, and it's usually cheaper than most stores. So I'll probably buy ground beef there. I bought some steaks there maybe 4 or 5 weeks ago, 6 weeks ago, that were really cheap. So I don't know. I'm going to have to put some thought into this and figure it out, and figure out the best meat prices I can get and all that. Yeah, but that'll be tomorrow, and if I remember, I'll bring you guys along for that chaos of me trying to figure out how to fill our freezer without spending a ton of money. Because, yeah, we need to. Our freezer has never been this low, like, ever. What else? I think that's it. So I'm going to get off of here, and I'm going to get to the city for my appointment. I think I've got about 45 more minutes till I'm there, but yeah, so I'll let you guys know what my doctor says. here up at Oklahoma Heart, getting ready to be seen by my heart doctor to see how I'm doing as far as my blood pressure and stuff. So I'm just waiting on him to come in. Hey guys, so I have fantastic news I want to share with you guys.
In about 10 miles, turn right onto North Luther Road.
My thing that my mount of my mirror here is acting up. I think my dirt roads have just torn it up, but hopefully it doesn't fall or anything crazy, and I can talk this whole time. And those people did not stop at that stop sign. That just scared me. Okay. I still have fantastic news. So I saw my cardiologist. He was like, Candi, do you know you've lost 37 pounds since I saw you last? And I said, do you know that I've lost 47 pounds total? And he was like, that's amazing. I said, yeah, let me flex on that. I'm almost at 50 pounds. Like, I'm super excited with my weight loss right now. And he said, you should be. You're doing amazing. And he was like, you know, what did you do differently this time from the past, you know, trying to lose weight that's made the difference? And I said, increasing my protein. I said, honestly, because I have been restricting calories. I've been doing calorie deficit. I've been doing like 10,000 steps a day to 15,000 steps a day, and like, yeah, I might lose like a pound here or there, but like nothing worth saying. Like, you know, I've even been working out at the gym for 6 months at a time, and like it just, like, over time it isn't even worth mentioning the weight loss, you know. And I was like, but when I was talking to my doctor about protein and things. Okay, sorry. I got 3 conversations in 1 phone call. So now I've got to reprocess where my brain's at right now. Okay, so he was like, you know, we were discussing the whole protein thing, and I was like, honestly, like, when my doctor and I were talking about weight loss, and I was like, you know, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, blah, 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 like, and my doctor kept bringing up Ozempic, and I kept saying, I'm not doing Ozempic, I'm going to lose weight by myself. That's what people did before everybody was attached to using Ozempic for everything. And he was like, okay, well, if that's what you want to do, that's fine, but we need to figure out why you're, you know, cutting calories and walking every day and doing all these things and you're not getting anywhere. And he was like suggesting we do all these different blood tests and different stuff. And then he goes, well, you know what, here's a good question, what's your protein intake? And I said, honestly, I don't pay attention to what my protein is, but I do log everything into my Fitbit app because you know, I track my calories, and that's the easiest way for me to do it. Fitbit keeps track of everything. And if I consume it, water, food, anything, it goes in my Fitbit app. And we looked, and I was getting like 30 to 50 grams of protein a day. Some days I might have hit 60, but that was probably because we ate steak for dinner or something. But it wasn't a good amount of protein. And he was like, maybe you should try increasing your protein and see where that gets you. And we calculated, we figured it out, and he said, like, I needed a gram of protein for each pound of body weight, which was a lot. And I was like, yeah, there's no way I'm going to be able to eat that much protein in a day. And I honestly, I do not get that much protein as he wanted me to get. But, and like the amount that he told me was still less than my body weight, so it wasn't even the gram of protein per pound. It was less, but still it was a lot. It was like 235 grams of protein a day, he said. And he was like, I don't know if you can do that. I really think Ozempic's the answer for you. Well, I was like, well, I'll give it a try until my next appointment. We'll see. I'll see you in 3 months. I went home. I started really paying attention to what I eat and figuring out where the protein is in my food. And I don't ever get 235 grams of protein in a day. I think once I hit 170 grams, but honestly, just increasing my protein, I'm losing like 4 pounds a week. And I'm working my hiney off on this protein. It takes a lot to think about, to plan ahead and not just grab something and eat it. To think, okay, but how much protein is in that, and figuring it out. And okay, well, how much of that should I eat? Because I also don't want to eat excessive calories in my search of protein. And so what I ended up doing was I make myself a shake every morning. Sometimes I do like an iced coffee type mock-up where I take like a protein coffee, pour it in a cup with some ice, and then I add some coffee concentrate and like some 0-calorie chocolate or caramel syrup, and I drink that in a kind of like a mock-up iced coffee. And I can usually get 50, 60, 70 grams of protein out of that. Some days, which is the kick I've been on the last like 3 weeks, I do like a shake, and I do a cup of milk, a bunch of ice, a scoop of protein powder, half to 1 scoop of peanut butter powder, beef collagen, and flaxseed, and I blend it up and I make it like a really thick milkshake consistency, which this one is melting. It's not a milkshake consistency now, but I do that, and again, 50, 60, 70 grams of protein, and I drink that, and that's usually my breakfast. And then for lunch, sometimes if I'm hungry, I eat something, but a lot of the time this holds me over till dinner. But if I am like just starving, or if I just want something sweet, if I want something sweet in the afternoon, I go for fruit. If I'm starving, I find whatever leftover meat we have, and I put a low-calorie barbecue sauce or a hot honey barbecue sauce over the top of it, and that's my afternoon meal. And then I eat dinner, and my dinner I try to keep 500-600 calories. And then if I'm hungry in the evening and need something, then I go for fruit or olives or pickles or half an avocado or something like that. And if I have a lot of calories, like if we eat chicken tacos, I usually have a lot of calories left for the day. I might drink another protein shake before bed so that I get something sweet and I get something with protein and a decent calorie amount. And I've been doing that and kind of gotten into that routine, and that seems to be what's working for me. And so the cardiologist and I were talking about that, and he was like, that's awesome. If you found what works for you, then keep doing it. He was like, because I'm honestly shocked at how much weight you've lost since your last appointment, because we've been talking about weight loss for 5 or 6 years, and here you are, you're doing it. And he was like, so I'm glad you found what's working and that you don't need Ozempic for that. But he said, your last like 3 appointments, your blood pressure has been fantastic. I honestly think we can start, since you're losing weight and you're increasing your water and your activity and your blood pressure's been so good, I think we can start cutting you off of the blood pressure meds. And I was like, seriously? And he said, yeah. He said, if you're ready, we can start with taking it down half a pill for the next, train tracks, for the next 4 to 6 weeks. And if you're not having increased blood pressure, chest pain, chest tightness, dizziness, anything like that, after 4 to 6 weeks, if you're comfortable going down to a quarter of a pill, we'll go down to a quarter of a pill. And then again, 4 to 6, 8 weeks, if you're doing great, we can cut you off the blood pressure meds. I think you're going to be able to be off of them if you're going to continue down this weight loss path, and you're going to continue to be losing weight. He was like, because honestly, you're losing so much weight that I'm going to be worried that your blood pressure is going to drop on these meds. So I'm excited because I have always had really low blood pressure, like 116/60, even 116/50-ish has always been my norm. And so for me to turn around and have high blood pressure out of nowhere after having COVID and have gained so much weight, like there's been times where it felt like I was never going to get through this and overcome it and get my life back. And I finally feel like I'm doing that, and I can't say enough how happy it makes me that my doctor confirmed that I'm doing good. I'm doing really, really good right now. Anyway, I'm on my way to go get my kids.
At the next stop sign, turn left.
I'm on my way to go get my kids from camp. CJ and Mika went as junior leaders. Bubba and Maddie went to kids camp, and I knew I wasn't going to be back on time to pick them up. And so
At the stop sign, turn left onto East Britain Road.
Terry is picking them up for me, and that's what happened just a minute ago. Was our children's church director called me to make sure that it was still good that Terry was picking them up, which she and I had talked about it a couple times this week, but she was just making sure that we were still good for Terry to pick them up.
In 2 miles, turn right onto North Harrah Road.
Which I appreciate. I appreciate that she called me to verify. And then Terry called me and said he was there picking up while I was talking to her, I just hung up from her. Terry was calling me to tell me he was picking the kids up and that he was there. And then our pastor was like, hey, can I talk to her real quick? And Terry said, sure. So Terry gave him the phone, and he was like, hey, there's a woman that lives in Meeker that's one of our church members that just had major surgery, and I was wondering if you could bring some flowers and leave them on her porch for me, because you live up that way, and that would be awesome if we give you a card and flowers from the church, if you could just drop them off. And I was like, yeah, sure. So I'm going to go pick up my kids, and Pastor Corey said he is going to get the flowers to CJ. And so after I go pick up my kids, we're going to go drop off this lady's flowers, and then we're going to head home, and I'm going to make turkey. It is Wednesday night, but because the way that our church does things is Sunday is church service, and the kids have their own church and their own church service and their own stage and everything where they do their stuff. And the youth have a Bible study.
At the next stop sign, turn right.
The youth have Bible study on Sundays. So on Wednesday nights, there is no adult services. The youth take over the sanctuary, and they have a huge church service in there for the youth. And the kids still have their kids' stuff.
At the stop sign, turn right onto North Harrah Road.
And during like a regular fall through spring, there is stuff there for adults. There are small groups and classes and things, but during the summer there is nothing for adults. And so
in 4.8 miles, turn left onto US 62.
With the kids being at kids camp this week, they aren't having kids services tonight, and there's no adult services, so there's only youth. And my two kids have been at kids camp all day, and I know they're going to be tired. And if they're the only two who have service or anything tonight, we're just going to skip it tonight. I think we'll just go home, and I'll roast a turkey and work on the grocery thing and go from there, because I think we need an early evening and some family time. And I also saved a movie on my Angel Studios app that I want to watch with the kids. I don't know if James would want to watch it or if he'll want to go to bed. I don't know if he's working or not tomorrow. He's kind of pretty set on, I'm not going to work if I'm not going to get paid, and I don't blame him. And he's starting a new job next week, and his boss has said, well, I can't afford to pay you, so if you can work for free until I can get out of the hole, then maybe I can pay you. But we really can't afford for James to work for free. So I don't blame James for saying no, absolutely not. But anyways, all this to say, I'm headed to go get my kids. I got fantastic news at the doctor. I'm excited. No, I'm elated. I am ecstatic. I don't even know. I've never had to rely on medication in my life. So I am so excited about this. Yeah. So in the next few weeks, I have a dermatology appointment and a biopsy coming up. And then in July, I see a new rheumatologist about my rheumatoid and psoriatic arthritis. And from there, maybe I'll get good reports. I doubt it. I doubt I'm going to get a good report from the rheumatologist because my psoriasis has been so bad that I've been so flared up and had so much pain that I just don't see that one happening. But I'm hopeful that this biopsy goes well. Hopeful. I've been praying for it to be a good result. But anyway, I'm just hopeful that like my life is back on track, and if nobody else is happy for me, I'm happy for me. So there's that. Like literally every day I get up and I get dressed and I'm like ready to jump up and down, that my clothes are a little bit looser all the time. My jeans got so loose that if I put my phone in my back pocket, they were falling down. And so I finally last week pulled out a smaller size of jeans, which I was going to throw away a few months ago, and thankfully I didn't. I was like, well, I'll just hold on to them a little longer, and if they don't fit, then I'll get rid of them. So I pulled out a pair of jeans and they slid on, and I didn't even have to unbutton them, and I was just like, wait, what? Like, seriously? Like, it was shocking. And so I've been slowly pulling more jeans out of that box and wearing those because my jeans just weren't fitting anymore, and they were super, super baggy on me. And like, especially like jeans that are supposed to be jeggings and things, like to have them so loose and baggy and falling off of you, like it just makes you look a little bit like a bum. So I was so excited that the smaller jeans were fitting, and yesterday I finally went ahead and pulled all my bigger jeans out of my closet and boxed those up and put my smaller jeans in my closet on my hanger things for my jeans. And like, I just couldn't believe that I was seriously getting to do that. Like, it just felt unreal that I'm finally dropping clothing sizes. I, however, don't have any jeans smaller than this, so if I continue to lose weight, I'm gonna have to actually buy some clothes. But that's okay, because at least I'm on the right path. But anyways, I am gonna get off here. I'm gonna finish my shake and go get my kids and see how camp went, because they had so much fun yesterday. I'm so thankful for this church. Like, every time I think about how happy my kids are there and how loved they feel and how they feel like they are just making new friends all the time and they're part of something awesome, I want to cry a little bit. So, I mean, I feel like
At the next stop sign, turn left.
I feel like we should have done this a year ago when we started visiting there on Wednesdays. And I kicked myself a little bit for not just jumping in, but some of my kids were like, no, I don't want to leave. I don't want to leave our church. And until...
At the stop sign, turn left onto US 62.
And until the things that happened at the end happened at the other church, my kids really would have tried to stick it out and ride it out longer and hope for better. Like, they kept saying, eventually it'll get better. God will make it better. But it got to a point where it was like, is it going to get better? Or is it just going to collapse? And is it worth my kids' mental health and wellness to put them in a place where maybe it'll get better, maybe it won't? And finally, I just made the decision we weren't going to do it. And I told him we'd visit other churches and we would figure it out. But then, like, visiting other churches, just, it felt, I don't know, really hard for me. And it felt like I wasn't open-minded to being there. And I wasn't open-minded to trying the new thing. And on Easter Sunday, my kids were like, we want to go to church. It's Easter. We need to go to church. And I was like, well, where do you guys want to go? And they all said Victory. And I said, okay. And we went to Victory.
In 4 miles, turn right onto State Highway 102.
And the message at Victory hit me so hard and felt like exactly what I needed at exactly that moment. And it just felt like it was a sign that we needed to be there. And we left there and all my kids were like, wow, their Sunday service is amazing. Like, I had such a good time. And Mika was like, I loved the Bible study for the girls on Sundays. It was great. You know, they listened to what I thought and let me talk too, and didn't tell me I was the R word that some of the girls like to call her. And she was like, it was awesome. She was like, and they make us all breakfast burritos, and I told her I couldn't have one because they have cheese on it and I can't have cheese. And so she got me a donut to eat instead, and then told me that she would make sure next time that I don't have to worry about it, that they'll have me a burrito with no cheese. And I was like, well, that's nice. Like, that they're, you know, being considerate of you. And then the kids were like, can we please go back on Wednesday? And I was like, yeah, we'll go. And we've made it back into our routine where we go every Sunday and Wednesday. And it was exactly what we needed. Like, everybody in my house is so much happier now that we're back in church. And it's wonderful. And like the day of Maddie's MRI, I was going, because, you know, they'd sedated her and stuff, and so like I was planning on us not going to church. And we got home and I just finished cooking dinner and everybody was eating, and Maddie was like, how long till church? And I was like, church is in an hour. Like, there's no way we're gonna eat, get dressed, and be there in an hour. And Maddie was like, everybody better eat fast and get your butts to the car. I'm worshiping with Whitney tonight. And I was like, girl. And everybody was like, can we? And I was like, if you can be ready in 30 minutes. And they ate and were ready in like 20 minutes. I was shocked. And we made it there in time, which was good because I wanted to go to the Get to Know VFC class, and the kids got to go. And we got there, and Miss Whitney, the children's director, was like, I can't believe you guys are here. I didn't expect to see you guys tonight. And I was like, Maddie said everybody better get their butt in the car. And she was like, well, good for Maddie. But you know, it's so friendly there. Everybody's so friendly, and they're so big on not having little groups and cliques in the church, and everybody is family to everybody, that it's so nice to be there, you know. And even my kids, like, they say, you know, like, everybody's friends with everybody. Like, the kids are not allowed to group up together and sit together, certain groups of kids or anything like that. And they're like, it's so nice, Mom. Like, it's so different, but it's so nice. And I mean, honestly, like, it's so refreshing, because our old church,
At the next stop sign, turn right.
for I think 4 or 5 years now, it's just been a nightmare. Since our pastor of 40 years retired, a new pastor came in, and then there's been like 4 pastors since then, and intercessory pastors and fill-in pastors and no pastor.
At the stop sign, turn right onto State Highway 102.
And during that time, like, all the cliques and groups that formed, and people who decided they were in control of everything, and it's just turned into a nightmare. And you can't do anything about certain people's children's behavior, because if you do, then you're the bad guy. And, you know, it's a nightmare. And so honestly, I felt like it had totally ruined church for me. But This has been
In about 4 miles, turn left onto State Highway 102.
This has been such a refreshing change that I couldn't imagine ever going back. Like, even if a million things changed at our old church, like, this feels like where we should be. There is a spirit and an energy and a way that everybody in that church lives, and a happiness that radiates from them, that me and my kids all very much love and crave. And I think that we are absolutely meant to be there. So, anyways, I'm gonna go pick up my kids and quit rambling. I'm sure you guys are sick of listening to me talk today, but I'm gonna go pick up my kids and see how camp went. You're home. How was camp, Mika?
Good.
And now I have to get a turkey cooking because I never started it. It's almost 5 o'clock. So I have my oven set to 425. I'm using this lemon butter garlic on my turkey. I also put some olive oil on it, covered it up with some foil, and baked it for about an hour and a half. And then I made up some yellow squash and zucchini from last year's garden, made some mushroom gravy and some mashed potatoes. And this is our super quick dinner tonight. Because I should have started the turkey earlier, but I just did not have it in me to do it. Thank you guys so much for coming along today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. Leave a comment if you want to chat. And I'll see you next time with another new video. Bye.